Good morning, beloved child of the Most High God. Today you rise under the covering of His presence and the strength of His promises. As your eyes open to the light of a new day, heaven opens its arms to walk with you. You are not stepping into this day alone. The Lord is already ahead of you, preparing what you need. Psalm 23 begins with these timeless words, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." These words are more than comfort, they are truth. God as your shepherd goes before you, watches beside you, and protects behind you. Whatever need you carry, whatever question you've been asking, He already knows the answer. Let your heart rest in this today. You are not your own provider. You are not alone in trying to figure it all out. The shepherd leads you to peace, to provision, and to purpose. He knows the path even when you don't see it clearly. When the world moves fast and the noise tries to drown His voice, return to these sacred words. He makes you lie down in green pastures, not just invites you, but gently places you where peace lives. He leads you beside still waters where your spirit can breathe and your soul can be restored. This is the care of a faithful shepherd. The Lord does not simply give instructions. He walks with you. He does not expect you to brave the day alone. He surrounds you with goodness. He does not leave you in confusion. He speaks softly, guiding every step, and when your spirit is weary, He restores your soul with quiet strength. There will be moments today when you feel unsure. There may be decisions ahead that seem too heavy, but the shepherd has already gone before you to prepare the way. And if you will pause, listen, and follow, He will not let your foot slip. Sometimes provision doesn't look like abundance. It looks like just enough for today. Sometimes protection doesn't feel like ease. It feels like peace that doesn't make sense. God provides in ways the world can't always see, and protects in places you don't even know are dangerous. Trust Him to be who He says He is. You may feel weary. You may feel like your prayers are echoing into silence. But this message is no accident. God sent it for you. If this has touched your spirit today, leave a comment and say, "Lord, I receive your guidance today." And tell us, what are you praying for right now? What do you need heaven to help you with? Let us pray over you. Let this be your sacred moment. Then return again tomorrow. Stay faithful in showing up. God is already listening. The shepherd doesn't just feed and lead. He stays close. He knows your fears even when you don't speak them. He knows what lies ahead when you can only see the next step. He's not waiting at the finish line. He's walking with you now. Even in the valley of the shadow of death, the psalmist said, "I will fear no evil, for you are with me." There is no cave so dark that His presence cannot reach, no fear so deep that His peace cannot silence, no storm so loud that His voice cannot cut through with calm. This prayer is not a ritual, it's a surrender. It's an invitation for God to take the lead and for you to follow with trust. It's saying, "Lord, I need you more than I need control." And that kind of faith brings heaven close. So today, as you prepare for whatever lies ahead, pause to remember that you are never without direction. The shepherd is here. His staff guides. His rod protects, and His goodness follows you like a shadow. You are surrounded. What would happen if you walked through this day fully aware of God's nearness? What if instead of rushing into stress, you moved with confidence, knowing God is right beside you? That is what Psalm 23 invites you into. A rhythm of trust, a breath of stillness, a heart at rest in His care. And when you forget, come back. Come back to this prayer. Come back to the shepherd. Come back to Psalm 23, and let it be your song again. The Lord your shepherd does not slumber. His eyes are always on you, even when your own eyes grow weary. Through the changing seasons of life, the calm mornings and the restless nights, He remains constant. His voice never falters and His care never wavers. You are precious to Him, not for what you do, but for who you are. He leads you down paths of righteousness, not to prove your worth, but to reveal His glory through your life. Every step is sacred when you walk with Him. Even when the road feels uncertain, His guidance is sure. He doesn't just show the way, He is the way, and in His way there is peace. This morning, breathe deeply and know you are being held. The chaos around you may try to shake your footing, but His arms are steady. The shepherd holds your heart even when you can't hold it together. There is no shame in needing him. In fact, there is honor in surrendering to his care. You were not created to carry the weight of the world. You were created to walk beside the one who already carried the cross. The heaviness you feel today is not yours to bear alone. Jesus offers you rest, not just for your body but for your soul. Rest isn't weakness, it's worship. God's provision will meet you today in the exact form you need. It may be peace in a loud moment, or clarity in a decision you've been delaying. It may be unexpected kindness, or a door opening where there once was none. Provision doesn't always look miraculous, but it is always divine. Watch closely. Grace is hidden in plain sight. He anoints your head with oil. This is not just blessing, it's identity. You are chosen, called, and covered by heaven's authority. What he has placed upon you, no person or enemy can take away. You carry his name, and with that name comes protection. The oil marks you as his. Fear will come knocking today, but you don't have to let it in. Doubt may whisper, but it cannot drown out truth unless you give it permission. Remember, your shepherd walks before you, and nothing catches him by surprise. He prepares a table for you not in ease but in the presence of your enemies. Even in pressure, God provides peace. You are surrounded by unseen help. Angels are stationed around you not by accident, but by assignment. The Lord of hosts commands heavenly protection over those who trust him. This day is covered in divine strategy. Nothing will touch you that hasn't been filtered through his love. Let your soul be still. The world may urge you to rush, but the shepherd invites you to walk. When you walk, you notice the details of his faithfulness. You see the wild flowers of mercy along the path. You hear the quiet reassurance of his promises in your spirit. Today is not a repeat of yesterday. Today holds new mercies, tailor-made for your journey. What weighed you down before does not have permission to define this new beginning. God is doing something fresh in you, something healing, something holy. Let him guide your words today. Let every conversation be soaked in grace. Let your silence be wise and your words be light. Speak from a place of peace, not pressure. Remember, he walks with you even when you're unsure what to say. The staff of the shepherd is for guidance, gentle correction that realigns your heart. You don't have to be perfect to stay close to him. When you wander, he draws you back in love. When you stumble, he holds you steady. He corrects, not to punish, but to protect. Look at how far he has brought you. Think of the valleys he walked you through, the nights he comforted you, the prayers he answered when you almost gave up. And now, this day, he is still here, faithful as ever. Let your decisions today reflect that trust. Don't rush into what feels urgent and miss what is eternal. Let peace be your confirmation. If you need to pause, do so in prayer. God is not offended by your need for direction. He's honored by it. Lift your head. This is the day the Lord has made. You will rejoice, not because all is easy, but because he is with you. Joy is your weapon, not your reward. It flows from your shepherd's presence, not from your circumstances. When doubt tries to return, answer it with praise. When fear rises up, lower your head and pray. Your strength is not in your control, it is in your connection, and nothing can separate you from the love of your shepherd. You are safe here. Even when the path feels unfamiliar, trust the one holding your hand. You don't need to know the next 10 steps, just the next one. He will light the path as you move. He will steady your feet as you go, and where he leads, goodness and mercy will follow. Goodness and mercy are not chasing you out of obligation. They are following you because God assigned them to your life. These are not just poetic words, they are promises sealed by the shepherd himself. Every step you take in his name leaves a trail of grace behind you. You are never walking alone, even when you feel unseen. Mercy walks beside you and goodness walks behind you to cover what you didn't get right. There is no shame in needing his guidance. There is no weakness in saying, "Lord, I don't know what to do." The shepherd is not irritated by your uncertainty. He delights in your surrender. He doesn't want you to perform for him. He wants you to depend on him. That's where his power is made perfect, not in your strength, but in your trust. Let this morning be a reset. Let it wash away yesterday's failures and tomorrow's fears. In this moment, God offers fresh grace, renewed direction, and divine stillness. He is not in a hurry, and neither should you be. Slow your soul until it matches the rhythm of His Spirit. He restores your soul, not just your energy, not just your mood, but your very being. He breathes life into places that felt forgotten. He rebuilds what worry tried to ruin. He heals wounds that others can't see but still cause pain. And He does it gently, without condemnation. Provision is not always about more. Sometimes it's about enough. And sometimes it's about less. Less anxiety, less noise, less distraction. He provides not only in your bank account, but also in your emotions, your mind, and your body. He provides clarity when confusion tries to take over, and He provides courage when you're too tired to try again. You don't have to earn His care today. You don't have to impress Him with your schedule or achievements. His eye is already on you, and His hand is already guiding your way. You are loved because you are His. Nothing more, nothing less. That truth cannot be shaken, no matter what today holds. Let your decisions flow from peace, not pressure. The shepherd does not push. He leads. He doesn't shout. He speaks in stillness. If something feels rushed and chaotic, pause. His voice is always marked by clarity, not confusion. When your thoughts race, slow them by remembering His promises. Say them aloud if you need to. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. I will fear no evil, for you are with me. These are more than verses. They are lifeline. Don't carry what you're meant to cast. That burden in your heart, that weight on your mind, it's not yours to manage alone. Lay it at His feet before it spills into your words and actions. God does not just offer rest for your body. He offers relief for your soul. And today He invites you to exchange your worry for His wisdom. There's a reason Psalm 23 begins with the shepherd's care. Everything else flows from that foundation. If you know He is guiding you, then even in hardship, you are safe. Even in delay, you are on time. Even in silence, you are not forgotten. His presence redefines the path. Trust that every valley has a purpose. It is not to punish you, it is to form you. Valleys shape your dependence and sharpen your focus. They reveal the shepherd's nearness in ways mountaintops never could. And in the end, they lead to greener pastures you could never have imagined. The enemy wants you to believe God has left you. He whispers lies in the silence and shouts fear in the unknown. But you have a better word, the word of your shepherd. And that word says, "You are mine. I will never leave you or forsake you." Even now, the shepherd is preparing a table before you, not in peace, but in the presence of your enemies. Why? Because He wants the opposition to witness your favor. The battle won't always be removed, but your victory will be undeniable. The table isn't just provision, it's vindication. It's evidence that God saw your struggle and honored your faith. It's the promise that what was meant to harm you will be used to lift you. Let that truth settle in your spirit this morning. Let it silence the voice of discouragement. You don't have to fight for what God has already promised. Stand still, worship instead of worrying, trust instead of striving. The shepherd knows how to defend what belongs to Him, and that includes you. He walks with you through the unknowns of today. Whether you're facing decisions, deadlines, or emotional weight, His guidance is yours. You only need to ask. You don't have to earn it. Just receive it. His staff will lead you and His peace will confirm the way. Where others may be overwhelmed by the darkness, you will carry light. Where confusion reigns, you will move in clarity. Where anxiety rises, you will walk in stillness. You are not better, you are simply anchored in a better shepherd, and He has never lost a single sheep. The Lord is not just present when things go well. He is especially near in times of pressure. When the walls feel like they're closing in, He expands the room in your spirit. When your breath shortens from anxiety, He fills your lungs with peace. You are never too far gone, never too broken, never too confused for your shepherd to reach. His arms are long enough to lift you out of anything, and His love is deep enough to cover everything. You may not feel strong today, but strength is not a feeling. it's a promise. His strength is made perfect in your weakness, not in your control. So it's okay to be tired, it's okay to be unsure, it's okay to be still. Stillness is not failure. Stillness is faith in motion. The shepherd does not abandon when you're slow or stumbling. He doesn't walk ahead and wait for you to catch up. He matches your pace, adjusting his stride to meet your weary steps. He is not in a hurry to fix you. He is patient to walk with you. That is the love of your God. His rod and his staff, they are not symbols of fear but tools of care. The rod protects you from what you cannot see coming. The staff gently guides you when your own senses fail. He corrects you in love and guards you in mercy. You are hemmed in by his compassion. Today, as you step out, step under his covering. Declare that you are walking in the path of righteousness, not because of your goodness, but because of his name. His name is your banner, your fortress, your identity. You walk as a child of the King, covered in covenant promises. No evil can change what God has already sealed. Provision may come through unexpected people today. Guidance might arrive as a whisper in your spirit, or a door gently closing. Protection might be a detour you didn't ask for, but needed. The shepherd doesn't need your understanding, only your trust. What feels like a delay could be your divine defense. Let your morning prayer be your steering wheel, not your spare tire. Begin with his voice so you don't have to search for it later in chaos. When the pressure builds, let your memory return to this moment. Let this sacred time anchor your thoughts. Let his word root your confidence in something deeper than emotion. You are surrounded by divine order, even when it feels like disorder. Your life is not random. Your steps are not misdirected. If he is your shepherd, then every path, even the painful ones, are still part of his plan. And his plan never ends in defeat. Let grace guide your expectations. Maybe today won't look like what you hoped for, but it might hold the very thing your soul needs. Trust that God's provision is never late, just often different than you imagined. And what he gives is always better than what you tried to force. Do not be surprised if peace looks like quiet obedience. The loudest evidence of God's power is not always thunder or fire. Sometimes it's a heart at rest. Sometimes it's the absence of panic, the presence of clarity. When others expect you to fall apart, you will stand firm, not because you're strong, but because he is near. Keep your heart clean, even when life gets messy. Don't let bitterness poison your path. Forgive quickly, love deeply, speak gently. You are walking with the shepherd. Carry his fragrance everywhere you go. Let people wonder what peace you've found. There is goodness stored for you today, not because you earned it, but because he is good. Mercy will cover the places where you fall short. You won't have to look far to find God. Just turn your heart toward him, and he'll be closer than your next breath. He is not watching you from a distance. He is holding you from within, and that changes everything. You are not chasing blessing. Blessing is chasing you. You don't have to strive for what grace freely gives. The shepherd knows what you need before you even ask. Rest in that assurance. Walk forward in that freedom. You were never meant to navigate this life without direction. Psalm 23 isn't a poem for funerals, it's a guide for every sunrise. It is the daily rhythm of being led by love, held by mercy, and surrounded by purpose. This is your anthem. This is your promise. If you begin your day in his presence, you will walk in peace, even if chaos tries to greet you. The shepherd steadies your feet where the world would cause you to stumble. He lifts your eyes when the path gets dark. He speaks gently when anxiety screams, and he never leaves. You are walking with the one who knows what lies beyond every bend in the road. You don't have to figure it all out today, you only have to follow. Trust the next step, and the next light will appear. He doesn't just point the way, he is the way, and his way is always good. Your soul was not made for panic, it was made for praise. It was created to hear the shepherd's voice and respond with peace. Let your spirit settle into that truth today. Let your breath slow in his presence, and know that you are held. The shepherd's voice is calm, never chaotic. He does not shout over the noise. He waits for your spirit to get still enough to hear him. You may be surrounded by pressure, demands, and opinions. But his voice will always cut through with peace. You'll recognize it not by volume but by the weight it lifts. His voice leaves you lighter, not heavier. Don't be afraid of stillness, it's where the deepest guidance is found. When you quiet your heart, you become aware of what has always been true. God is here. He hasn't left you. He hasn't changed his mind about you. He is just waiting for you to return to his rhythm. God's provision flows best in the posture of trust. When you stop grasping, you start receiving. When you stop trying to force answers, you begin to hear solutions. The shepherd knows what you need, and he delights in giving it. But he often waits until your heart is soft enough to receive without fear. When you pray, don't just talk. Listen. Invite him to interrupt your assumptions. Make room in your morning for his gentle correction. He doesn't scold, he steers, and his steering will always lead to peace, even if it doesn't first feel like comfort. Let God order your priorities today. If the shepherd leads, then every moment is already accounted for. You don't have to chase time, you just need to walk in step. He redeems delays, he restores missed opportunities. There's a quiet power in saying, I don't know what's next, but I know who is with me. That confidence silences fear. It places your soul on a solid foundation that circumstances can't shake. Your shepherd is never unprepared. Nothing surprises him, not even what surprised you yesterday. Let your morning be the holy ground where your faith is watered, where your worry is laid down, and your trust is raised up, where the truth of Psalm 23 becomes more than a memory. It becomes your mindset. He leads me, he restores me, he walks with me. When you're tempted to perform, remember this: sheep are not known for striving, they are known for following. You don't need to impress God today. He is not asking for your performance. He's offering you his presence. He is not grading your prayer. He is meeting you in. Let that bring rest to your soul. When your hands feel empty, lift them anyway. God fills what we're willing to offer, not what we try to keep for ourselves. Open hands attract divine provision. Open hearts invite divine healing, and open ears hear divine instruction. The oil of the shepherd doesn't just rest on your head, it runs over. It covers not only your mind, but your surroundings. Where you go, blessing flows. Where you speak, grace moves. Where you pause, peace enters. This is the life of someone who follows the shepherd. Not one of constant answers, but one of constant guidance. Not one of perfect control, but one of perfect covering. Not one free of trouble, but one surrounded by favor. Trouble will come, but peace is always present. Fear may rise, but faith stands taller. Speak Psalm 23 over your life until it becomes your first response. Let it be the soundtrack of your mornings, the whisper in your traffic, the anchor in your tension. The Lord is my shepherd. Say it slowly and let it take root. He is not a shepherd. He is your shepherd. And because he is your shepherd, you lack nothing eternal. You may still face delay, but not denial. You may still battle fear, but not abandonment. You may still need answers, but you are never without access. That is the promise of present. Today's success isn't about how much you accomplish. It's about how deeply you stay connected. Stay connected to the shepherd. Listen when he nudges. Rest when he slows you down. Rejoice when he leads you forward. You're not responsible for knowing every detail of the journey. You're responsible for following the one who does. He delights in leading you, not driving you. He loves to speak to you more than you realize. But he speaks clearest to those who lean in with expectancy. Even your mistakes are not powerful enough to cancel his purpose. He can redeem, restore, and reroute. His mercy is not intimidated by your detours. His goodness isn't delayed by your confusion. He leads you through it all. When the day gets busy, return to this moment. Whisper his name when your thoughts get loud. Remind yourself whose hand you're holding. The same God who woke you up today will walk you through it. He is your shepherd, and you are his beloved. The shepherd who watches over you this morning is the same one who was with you yesterday. He has not changed his nature because of your circumstances. His love is not based on your mood or mistakes. He remains faithful, unshaken by the waves that try to move you. He is your anchor in the middle of all that feels uncertain. You are walking under the covering of covenant promises. That means you are not hoping for mercy. You are carrying it. You are not chasing peace. Peace walks with you. And when fear tries to whisper, you already have the answer. He is with me. That truth alone is enough to silence every storm. Let your morning be marked by surrender, not striving. There is nothing God requires of you that He won't also equip you for. You do not need to earn the shepherd's help. It is already extended. What He asks for is trust, and trust flows from stillness. Take a deep breath and let grace settle in. You are not late to your purpose. The enemy loves to lie about time, about missed chances, about wasted seasons. But the shepherd redeems what you thought was lost. He restores what you thought was broken beyond repair. You are right where you need to be, in His hand. There is power in declaring your dependence on Him before the world demands your attention. When your feet hit the floor, let heaven hear your voice. Speak the shepherd's name before the distractions start speaking to you. His presence will go before your words, your actions, and your decisions. That is how divine covering works. You are not under pressure to be perfect today. You are under grace to be present. Present in His presence. Present in your conversations. Present in your obedience. And that presence will become your strength. If you're feeling unsure, return to the pasture, that spiritual space where God slows you down, leads you to rest, and restores your soul. That is not a metaphor. It's a holy reality. The pasture is where your spirit is fed. And no matter how far you've wandered, it's only ever one prayer away. Even when your mind is busy, your spirit can be still. The shepherd speaks not to your chaos, but through it. He calls you to listen underneath the noise. His voice is not loud, but it is unmistakably gentle, and it always brings peace. Let every task today be rooted in purpose. You are not just working, you are walking. You are not just surviving, you are stewarding. Every assignment you take on can be filled with the aroma of His presence. Because where you go, He goes. You are not walking into battle alone. Psalm 23 never promised absence of enemies. It promised presence at the table in their midst. And while fear watches, you will feast. While doubt shouts, you will be anointed. While chaos threatens, you will be guided. Even the valleys are part of your spiritual path. The shadows are not permanent. They only exist because light is near. Don't mistake shadow for absence. Your shepherd is still leading. You are walking through the valley, not living in it. This path still leads to peace. There is a blessing in the pause, a holy strength in the waiting. When you don't know what to do next, doing nothing in God's presence is better than rushing without Him. Stay at His pace. Obedience is better than activity. He does not expect you to navigate this world without His help. His rod will protect you when you cannot see danger. His staff will pull you back when you begin to drift. These tools are not threats. They are love in action. You are safe under His authority. Let your conversations today be guided by grace. Speak only what the shepherd would say. Let your words calm, not stir. Let your posture be patient, not anxious. You are a vessel of peace, not panic. When your soul feels tired, let worship be your rest. Praise is not reserved for when everything is going well. It is the bridge that carries you through uncertainty. Your shepherd hears even the quietest hallelujah, and He responds with comfort that words cannot provide. Lift your eyes today. The shepherd's eyes are already on you. He sees what you'll face before it ever arrives. He's not just walking beside you, He's walking ahead of you, and that is the assurance your soul needs to keep going. Let the truth of Psalm 23 rise inside of you until it becomes the lens through which you see the world. Let it reshape your thoughts, steady your emotions, and lead your feet. You are not aimless. You are guided. You are not empty. Your cup is being filled. You may not feel strong, but God is. You may not know the answer, but God does. You may not see the outcome, but He's already declared the victory. The shepherd isn't finished with you. He's just getting started. Walk with confidence into today. Today, you are not walking into the unknown. You are walking into divine preparation. Before the sun rose, God had already set your path. Every conversation, every intersection, every breath has been touched by his hand. The shepherd is not reactive, he is intentional. You are stepping into a story that he has already written in love. Let your fears fall back as your faith steps forward. Fear will always try to speak first, but faith answers last and louder. You don't need to argue with doubt. Just walk with the shepherd and let his presence be your defense. You are never more powerful than when you're quietly following God. If the road ahead seems steep, don't let your knees tremble. Let them bend in prayer. The strength to stand always begins in surrender. You don't have to be brave on your own. Courage is borrowed from the one who never fails. Even the smallest step taken with him becomes a giant leap. Even the faintest yes becomes a roar in the spirit. The shepherd doesn't need your perfection. He invites your honesty. Tell him when you're scared. Tell him when you're tired. He doesn't withdraw from your weakness. He draws near to it. Your vulnerability is the door through which his glory walks in. Let this morning be a holy reset. Not every reset is a restart. Sometimes it's just a realignment. Align your heart with heaven. Realign your focus with truth. Reset your soul to trust that the shepherd is enough. You are not walking through today alone. Mercy is beside you, and goodness is behind you. These are not symbols, they are companions. Mercy catches what you drop. Goodness fills what you lack. They do not walk ahead, they follow to ensure nothing is left unfinished. Anointing is not a feeling, it is a fact. You have been marked by God for purpose. You are covered, sealed, and set apart for something greater than comfort. Even when the day feels ordinary, your walk is sacred. The oil of His Spirit is resting on you. Every step you take today echoes with eternal weight. You are not walking on random ground. Your obedience creates ripple effects you cannot yet see. Heaven rejoices over every faithful step you take. Hell trembles every time you get back up. Let gratitude lead your emotions. Thankfulness softens the places where anxiety has tried to root. It clears the fog that clouds your perspective. When you begin to count what's good, the lies lose their grip, and you begin to see the shepherd's fingerprints on everything. Your story is not one of survival, it is one of transformation. You are not simply enduring, you are becoming peaceful, becoming steady, becoming someone who reflects the one who leads you. Speak life over this day before it has a chance to speak fear to you. Use your voice to set the tone. Declare that you are walking with the shepherd. Say it out loud if you must. Let the atmosphere be filled with His name. When you're tempted to quit, remember what He brought you through. The valley didn't bury you, it built you. The silence didn't steal you, it shaped you. You are still here because the shepherd never stopped walking, and He never will. If you stumble, stumble forward into grace. If you fall, fall at His feet. He will lift you. If you doubt, bring your questions to the one who knows all things. His patience is endless. His understanding is beyond measure. Let your prayers today be soaked in honesty, not performance. Don't pray to impress, pray to connect. The shepherd already knows what you need, but He wants to hear it from your heart. Prayer is not about answers, it's about access, and you have full access. Even if today is hard, it is still holy. Even if it's slow, it's still sacred. Even if you feel behind, you're still being guided. Every moment with God is rich with purpose. Nothing is wasted in His hands. Your peace today is not a product of your environment. It's a result of your shepherd. He doesn't change when your situation changes. He doesn't disappear when the pressure rises. He becomes even more present, and that's the peace that surpasses understanding. Keep walking. Even if you can't run, walk. Even if you can't walk fast, walk slowly. Even if your steps feel small, take them anyway. The shepherd isn't measuring your speed, He's guiding your direction. Today is not just another day, it's a divine opportunity. Every breath you take is a reminder that God still has purpose for your life. You aren't randomly awakened, you were intentionally sustained. That means today holds something sacred. Even if it looks simple, the shepherd has something to show you even in the ordinary. Lift your head and walk like someone who is deeply loved. You are not forgotten. You are not passed over. Heaven watches you with joy, not judgment. The shepherd sees you with compassion, not criticism. Let his promises frame your thoughts before the world has a chance to frame your mood. Open the morning with his truth, so no lie can take root later. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. That is your starting point. Not fear, not lack, not anxiety. The shepherd isn't just with you. He is for you. He is actively working behind the scenes. You don't always see what he's setting in place, but faith reminds you to trust what's unseen. He clears paths, calms storms, and aligns moments. You are walking in something bigger than your plans. When your hands feel empty, remember the shepherd's hands are never bare. He is never short on wisdom, never lacking peace, never uncertain about your next step. You are guided by one who never guesses. Your mind might try to wander, but bring it back with truth. Bring it back to still waters. Bring it back to the green pastures. Bring it back to the quiet place where peace reigns and fear has no voice. That place is always open, always ready, always sacred. Take a moment to breathe deeply and let the shepherd's nearness settle your soul. Let his goodness wash over the tension in your chest. Let his mercy heal the places that ache. Let his presence untangle the worry wrapped around your thoughts. He is not far. He is closer than your breath. You may face difficulty today, but you will not face it alone. The shepherd walks into every challenge with you. He speaks peace into the places where panic rises. He stands between you and every threat, and he holds the outcome in his hands. There is power in being still, power in silence, power in listening before reacting, power in pausing before rushing. That power is what restores your soul. When you feel stretched thin, remember you're not designed to carry everything. You're designed to follow the one who carries all. Your strength comes not from doing more, but from staying close. He will provide what you need as you go. You don't need tomorrow's strength for today's walk. Let your morning worship rise like incense. Let your words be soaked in gratitude. Let your steps reflect a heart aligned with heaven. Let your thoughts be guarded by truth. And let your emotions be softened by the shepherd's gentleness. There will always be noise trying to steal your attention, but you are a person of peace. You are marked by stillness. You carry the atmosphere of heaven into every space, and the shepherd's presence silences what fear tries to shout. Let his rod and his staff comfort you today. They aren't there to punish. They're there to guide and protect. His discipline is love in motion. His correction is redirection, not rejection. He is always leading you back to life. Even in a crowded world, the shepherd knows you by name. He knows how to find you, how to restore you, how to remind you that you are deeply, eternally loved. There is no detail of your life he overlooks. Hold on to this: the shepherd doesn't rush. He walks at the pace of grace. He moves with holy intention. When you walk with him, you are never behind. You are exactly where you need to be. There is enough light for the next step. Don't worry about the full map. Just take today's step. The shepherd reveals the path as you go. You don't need to see the whole journey to trust the one leading it. Your obedience will always lead to provision. Today, let peace be your proof that God is near. Let joy be your response to his promises. Let rest be your resistance against fear. Let praise be your protection. And let the shepherd lead you into everything he has prepared. There is something sacred about beginning your day in full surrender. Not half-hearted, not hurried, but whole. Intentional trust in the shepherd who guides your every step. Surrender doesn't make you weak, it makes you ready. It places your heart in alignment with divine provision, and it opens your life to miracles wrapped in simplicity. Let your first thoughts belong to God, not to the rush of your to-do list. Before you scroll, before you speak, before you plan, pause. Invite his presence to be the rhythm of your morning. His voice will quiet the world's demands. His peace will center your soul. The Lord prepares a table before you. Even today, even in the midst of pressure, he doesn't wait for perfection to invite you. He spreads blessing in the middle of your struggle. He pours oil on your head while your doubts look on. And he reminds you, You are not forgotten. You do not need to beg for the shepherd's attention. You already have his heart. You don't need to perform to be seen. He formed you, and he watches you with unwavering love. His care is not seasonal, it is eternal. There is protection in his pace. You don't need to rush to catch up. You don't need to chase anyone else's timeline. The shepherd's guidance will not overwhelm you. It will train you to walk with wisdom. He knows the best way because he is the way. If your soul feels dry, return to the pasture. He makes you lie down, not to delay you, but to develop you. Stillness is not laziness. It is preparation. Rest is not retreat. It is a realignment of power. You are strongest when you are most surrendered. Let Psalm 23 become your lens. Today, he leads me beside still waters, not stress. He restores my soul, not drains it. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me, not fear and failure. These are more than verses. They are realities waiting to be walked in. Even if chaos surrounds you, peace can rule within you. The shepherd's presence is an internal sanctuary. You can carry calm into the storm. You can breathe steady when the world trembles. Because he is your peace, not your productivity, not your performance, but him. Your value today is not in what you achieve, but in who you are in him. You are chosen, you are covered, you are cherished, you are a child of the Most High, and no task can increase or decrease your worth. Let your steps be prayerful. Every hallway you walk through can become holy ground. Every conversation can carry the fragrance of Christ. Every decision can be birthed from wisdom, not worry. This is what it means to walk with the shepherd. He anoints your head not just for show, but for strength. That anointing keeps you clear-headed when confusion knocks. It protects your mind when the enemy tries to plant lies. It refreshes your spirit when exhaustion creeps in. The oil flows and it never runs dry. There is no room you'll walk into today that the shepherd hasn't already seen. No surprise will catch him off guard. No confrontation will overwhelm his peace. No need will ever be bigger than his supply. You are surrounded by his provision. If heaviness tries to sit on your chest, let worship rise instead. Lift your hands even if your heart feels heavy. Say his name even if your voice shakes. He responds to faith, not volume, and he is close to the brokenhearted. Let his word be your compass. His promises are not abstract. They are living and active. They guide when logic fails. They comfort when nothing else makes sense. And they hold when the world feels like it's slipping. You are not walking toward favor. You're walking with favor. It follows you. It accompanies you. It catches up to you when you feel slow. And it holds you when you're weary. The cup he gives you is not half full. It overflows. You don't just have enough for yourself. You have enough to pour into others. Your peace can touch another life. Your joy can stir hope in someone else. That's the beauty of overflow. Stay close to the shepherd. Keep your ears tuned to his voice. Keep your eyes fixed on his path. Keep your hands open for his blessings. And keep your heart soft for his leading. This morning, the shepherd is inviting you into a pace that heals you. A pace that doesn't rush your soul or exhaust your spirit. He doesn't hurry those he loves. He walks with them, patiently. You don't need to outrun your past or your problem. Just walk beside the one who already overcame them. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where grace is meeting you. The shepherd does not measure you by the standards of men. He watches your heart, not your hustle. Let this be a day of recentering. Let your focus return to what is eternal. Let your breath match the rhythm of his peace. Let your mind dwell not on what might go wrong, but on what he has already made right. You are not walking in uncertainty, you are walking in covenant. Even if you feel surrounded by demands, you are also surrounded by his promises. The table is still set, the anointing is still flowing, the cup is still overflowing, and goodness and mercy are still following. You don't need to have all the answers today. You just need to remember who the shepherd is. He leads with gentleness. He corrects with love. And he never leaves you halfway through the valley. Your identity is not in how strong you appear, but in how surrendered you are. Strength comes from stillness. Power comes from presence. Victory comes from walking with the shepherd, and peace comes from knowing he is in. Today, remember that provision is not just about money. It's about every area of your life. Peace is provision. Clarity is provision. Love is provision. And God gives them freely to those who follow. He restores your soul not just once, but daily. Restoration is not a single event. It's a lifestyle of grace. Every morning is a fresh opportunity to be filled again, to be steadied again, to be strengthened in the quiet. Let your home be filled with His Spirit before it fills with tasks. Invite Him into the spaces you walk through, into your morning routine, into your thoughts, into the details no one else sees. You are not burdening God with your prayers. You are honoring Him with your trust. He delights in your voice. He bends down to listen. He draws near when you call. He doesn't need perfect words, just an open heart. If your mind starts to spiral, whisper Psalm 23 aloud. Let it anchor you. Let it become your breath prayer. Let each word draw you closer to the shepherd, and let every truth push back the chaos. You are not weak for needing guidance. You are wise. You are not broken for needing protection. You are beloved. Asking for help is not a failure. It's an act of faith. Following the shepherd doesn't mean you're lost. It means you've been found. And that changes everything. Your journey is not about perfection. It's about presence. You are becoming more like Him with every step, even the slow ones, even the shaky ones, even the ones you thought were in the wrong direction. Don't judge your day too early. Don't declare it defeated by sunrise. God does some of His deepest work in the places that seem still. He often moves most where you least expect it. Trust the slow miracles. Let every hour of this day be held by the shepherd. Invite Him into the quiet moments and the loud ones, into the simple routines and the sacred interruptions. Let Him lead, even when you're tempted to rush ahead. His timing is peace. If you feel like you've lost your way, pause, not to panic, but to pray. He will guide you back. He never stops watching you. You don't have to fix everything. You just have to follow again. Today, let your life reflect the truth of Psalm 23, not as a poem, but as a path of trust, a path of presence, a path of steady peace. And you will find again and again that the shepherd is good. There is no better way to begin your morning than by surrendering it to the one who already sees the end. Every conversation, every challenge, every moment of quiet or chaos has already passed through His hands. The shepherd is not guessing, He is guiding, and that means you can release the pressure to control. He is already walking before you. Trust is the posture of peace. It is the open hand instead of a clenched fist. It is the whisper, "You lead, Lord, even when your heart doesn't understand." Trust is not always loud. Sometimes it's the stillness that holds the most faith. That is the kind of trust the shepherd honors. Even when your feelings fluctuate, His presence remains steady. He is not moved by your mood swings. He is not shaken by your weariness. He is your anchor when nothing else feels certain, and He holds you in the moments you don't know how to hold yourself. Let His rod and staff comfort you today. Let His correction feel like care. Let His direction feel like love. The shepherd never disciplines without affection. He never leads without covering. You were never meant to live this day by your own wisdom. His guidance is available, but it must be welcomed. Ask Him first. Wait for His peace. Move only when it rests on you like sunlight on your shoulders. Let this be a day of divine alignment. A day when your spirit leads before your schedule does. A day where interruptions become invitations. A day where the shepherd walks with you so closely. Every step feels sacred. That's the kind of life He longs to walk with you. You don't need to defend yourself when the shepherd is your defender. You don't need to fear betrayal when the shepherd is your faithful witness. You don't need to carry offense when He is your justifier. Let go of the weight that was never yours to hold. Let Him be your shield. Even your weaknesses are safe with Him. He doesn't recoil at your broken places. He moves toward them. He anoints the wounds you try to hide, and He turns them into wells of strength. The shepherd restores your soul, not just your strength. He renews your joy. He revives your hope. He rebuilds your confidence, not with noise but with nearness. Walk slowly today. Walk wisely. Walk with an awareness of who walks beside you. The Good Shepherd is not distant. He is present in every detail. If your heart begins to race, pause and return to His promises. Let Psalm 23 be your reset. Whisper it under your breath. Let it interrupt your anxiety. Let it anchor your spirit. There will always be something to fear, but the Shepherd offers something greater: assurance. You are not wandering through this life alone. You are not left to figure it out. You are being led, step by holy step. Let your decisions today be shaped by truth, not panic. Let your responses come from prayer, not pressure. Let your tone reflect peace, not stress. Let your presence bring calm to the room. Because when you walk with the Shepherd, you carry His atmosphere. You are not too late for what God has prepared. You are not disqualified from His plan. His timing is sovereign, and His grace rewrites what fear tries to cancel. Stay close to Him. The Shepherd redeems everything surrendered. Let your worship rise in small ways: a thankful heart, a quiet prayer, a deep breath of surrender. Every moment turned toward God becomes sacred. Every task offered in faith becomes worship. There is holiness in your routine. There is beauty in your surrender. Your life today may feel simple, but the Shepherd makes simple holy. He brings heaven into laundry rooms, office desks, and quiet car rides. He meets you in the middle of mundane moments, and He fills them with purpose. That's what it means to dwell in His house all the days of your life. This morning, remember that nothing about your life is random. In the eyes of the Shepherd, every detail has a place in His greater story. Even the things that feel delayed or disappointing are being woven into something sacred. The road may feel uneven, but His path is sure. You are walking with the One who never wastes anything. The Shepherd doesn't just provide for your physical needs. He nourishes your emotional and spiritual life too. He feeds your soul with joy when you're drained. He restores your sense of identity when the world tries to strip it away. He reminds you that you are seen, known, and deeply loved. That alone is provision. Let today be an offering, not a performance, not a race, but an offering of every moment, handed back to the One who gave you breath this morning. That's where the power lies, in surrender. When you feel pulled in 100 directions, come back to His voice. His voice stills chaos. His voice brings clarity. His voice speaks peace into the noise of your thoughts. Tune in again, and you will hear it. The Shepherd never rushes your healing. He sits beside you while you unravel. He walks slowly with you through grief. He speaks gently while your heart learns to trust again. His comfort never comes with a deadline. If doubt starts whispering, let faith speak louder. Declare His promises, even through tears. Remind your soul that He has never failed you, and He will not start now. Faith is not the absence of questions, but the choice to believe anyway. Let that belief carry you forward today. Let your daily walk become a sacred rhythm of trust. Step by step, not sprint by sprint, the Shepherd moves at a pace that strengthens you, not drains you. You are not meant to live burned out. You are meant to live filled with peace, hope, and purpose. You don't have to carry the pressure to be everything for everyone. The Shepherd is your source, not your performance. He never asked you to be perfect. He called you to be present with Him, present in love. When you feel stretched thin, His grace expands to meet the need. When you feel unseen, His eyes are already on you. When you feel tired, His arms become your rest. You don't need to push through on your own. He is your portion. The cup He gives you is not just full, it is overflowing. There's joy for the ones around you. There's peace spilling over your interactions. There's wisdom that flows from your quiet time. And there's love that makes people wonder what you're anchored in. Even if you wake up anxious, His peace can meet you before your feet hit the ground. Breathe deeply and remember who holds the day. You are not waking into chaos. You are waking into covenant. A covenant of care, a covenant of prayer, a covenant of promise. Let your actions today come from a heart at rest, not a heart in fear. Let your responses be soaked in grace. Let your work be done in worship. Let your presence carry the fragrance of God's peace. This is how you walk with the shepherd. The world may pull you to strive, to prove, to earn, but the shepherd invites you to receive, to breathe, to rest in the truth that you are already loved. Not for what you do, but for who you are. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified. The shepherd has already written goodness into your day, and he walks with you to find it. You don't need the approval of man when you already have the affection of your Maker. You don't need applause to know your worth. You don't need to compare when you've been chosen. Your story is sacred, even if it's still unfolding. Keep walking. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is slow down. To say no to what pulls you from His presence. To say yes to rest. To give your soul permission to breathe. This is holy living. Let Psalm 23 be more than a verse. Let it be a vision for how to move, how to speak, how to rest, and how to trust. You are not lost. You are led. You are not lacking. You are loved. The shepherd is with you. This morning is not just a moment on the clock. It is a divine appointment with peace, a fresh chance to tune your heart back to the frequency of heaven. Before the demands rush in, the shepherd is already whispering your name. He is not a God of pressure but of presence, and His presence makes the ordinary holy. Let today begin, not with worry, but with worship. Worship in your whisper, your posture, your first thought. Worship by choosing trust over tension, by making space for stillness. That's how the shepherd leads, not through noise but through nearness. When you feel overwhelmed, that's your cue to return, not to fear, but to the fold. The shepherd never loses track of his sheep. No matter how far you've wandered, his arms are open, his voice is still calling. Don't underestimate the power of quiet trust. It might not look impressive, but in heaven it is mighty. To choose faith when fear knocks is an act of spiritual warfare. To choose rest when the world demands hustle is radical obedience. That's the path of the righteous. He prepares a table before you even in the presence of tension, even in the presence of deadlines, doubts, and discouragement. Your provision doesn't depend on your surroundings, but on your shepherd. He sets the table, He pours the oil. Anointed heads, don't fear what's ahead, because when you're anointed, you're appointed, you're shielded, you're equipped, and your steps are protected, even when the way is unclear. Let your morning prayer become a declaration of divine order. Let it speak life into chaos, peace into panic, and light into every shadow. God is not the author of confusion. He is the shepherd of clarity, and He is guiding your thoughts, your words, your movement. Nothing is random under His care. You are not running on empty. You are walking with the God who multiplies. He multiplies your energy when you feel weak. He multiplies your time when you feel behind. He multiplies your peace when fear tries to steal it. And He multiplies grace at every turn. Let the breath you breathe this morning be filled with gratitude. You didn't wake yourself up. He did. You didn't sustain your heart through the night. He did. You didn't overcome every battle alone. He fought with you. You are held deeply and completely. When you feel like nothing is changing, remember, seeds grow in silence. The shepherd is working even when you can't see it. His provision is unfolding in the unseen. His protection is surrounding you even in places you'll never know. And His guidance is anchoring your every step. Don't let the noise of today drown out the truth of eternity. This moment is sacred. This breath is grace. This choice to trust, again, is worship, and heaven sees it all. Let Psalm 23 be your anthem in the storm. A reminder that no matter how strong the winds, your shepherd walks on waves. He calms what scares you. He leads when you can't see. And He never lets go. You don't have to understand the full journey to take the next step. Sometimes obedience means walking without the map. Trust is not always about knowing. It's about following. And the shepherd only leads to life, even when it passes through the valley. Let your hands be open today. Open to receive. Open to release, open to be filled with what only He can give. That's how blessings flow. There is no shame in needing direction. You were never meant to figure it all out on your own. Guidance is not a sign of weakness, but of wisdom. And your shepherd delights in every request for help. It brings you closer. Let this day be different, not because it's easy, but because it's led. Not because it's perfect, but because it's surrendered. Not because everything goes right, but because your heart stays aligned. That's the kind of strength that changes atmospheres. That's the way of the shepherd. This morning, let your soul breathe deeply in the safety of God's care. The shepherd is not in a rush, and neither should you be. His pace is perfect, timed to the healing of your heart. He leads you not with force, but with invitation. With each step, he teaches you to trust again. The world may measure success by speed, but God measures it by surrender. A surrendered heart is more powerful than a hurried one. A yielded life is a fertile garden for heaven's seeds. Do not despise the slowness. It is sacred. It is the rhythm of grace. When your mind races ahead, return to stillness. The shepherd's voice is never frantic. His guidance doesn't shout, it speaks peace. You won't miss him if you listen with your heart. He is always near. There will be distractions today. Expect them, but you are not obligated to entertain them. You are allowed to protect your peace. You are allowed to choose presence over pressure. That is spiritual maturity. The shepherd doesn't just guide, he guards. He walks beside you as both leader and protector. No danger escapes his sight. No enemy moves without his awareness. You are safer than you know. Even in uncertainty, you are surrounded by certainty. The certainty of his love, his faithfulness, his promises. When the path seems unclear, focus on who walks with you, not where you're going. The shepherd's presence is the destination. Every step with him is progress. Every pause with him is purpose. You are not required to know the future. You are required to stay close. Proximity is power, connection is clarity, and your closeness to the shepherd will define your day. Let your plans today be flexible, but your devotion be firm. Let your heart bend, but your faith remain rooted. Let your mind be open, but your spirit grounded. The shepherd doesn't need perfection. He desires presence. He meets you in your realness. If you feel small today, remember that his strength is made perfect in your weakness. You were never asked to carry the load, only to follow. You were never expected to have all the answers, only to listen. He carries what you can't. He lifts what you hide. Let your thoughts today flow through the filter of his truth. When doubt speaks, respond with scripture. When fear whispers, answer with faith. When insecurity rises, lean into identity. You are his, that settles it. The shepherd leads you not only to green pastures but through valleys. The valley is not punishment, it's passage. Through every shadow he stays, through every silence he watches. You will not walk it alone. Rest is not a reward, it's a requirement. Even God himself rested. You are not more productive when you push. You are more fruitful when you abide. Let the shepherd restore what hurry tried to steal. Let him give you back your breath. The table he prepares is for your nourishment, not your performance. Sit and receive. Let him serve you with peace. Let him fill you with confidence. He delights in feeding your spirit. You are never outnumbered with heaven on your side. What surrounds you is not greater than what is within you. The shepherd who walks with you is greater than the trial ahead. Let that truth shape your mindset. Let it anchor your heart. Let your yes today be sacred. Don't say yes out of guilt, fear, or pressure. Say yes only where his peace leads. Say yes where his spirit confirms. That is the wisdom of the shepherd's sheep. Today may not look like a miracle, but it can still be holy. Holiness is found in obedience. Holiness is found in humility. Holiness is found in the quiet yes. And God is found in all of it. Let your morning prayer become your posture for the day. Not just a moment, but a mindset. Not just a ritual, but a relationship. The shepherd walks with you, speaks to you, delights in you. That is enough. This morning is your sanctuary. It's a sacred pause between what the world demands and what your soul truly needs. Before the noise begins, listen for the silence where God speaks. There is wisdom waiting in stillness. There is healing in the quiet. When you open your heart to God at the start of your day, you invite heaven into every decision. You don't need to have everything figured out, you only need to begin with Him. Each surrendered breath opens doors no striving ever could. Each moment of trust allows divine timing to unfold. Let that be your rhythm today. The shepherd is not a God of confusion. He brings clarity where there was chaos. If your heart feels tangled, He will gently unravel the knots. If your thoughts feel heavy, He will lighten your mind. There's no burden too complicated for His care. There's no emotion too deep for His love. Today is not just another day. It is a divine opportunity to walk with your shepherd in new ways. He will teach you as you go. He will reveal as you rest. He will guide without demanding, and He will always love without condition. If you are walking through unfamiliar territory, take courage. New ground requires new grace, and that grace has already been given to you. You are not empty-handed. You are equipped in ways you can't yet see. Heaven has gone before you. You don't have to rush through your healing. Let the shepherd walk with you at your wounded pace. He is patient with the pieces you're still picking up. He knows the story behind your silence, and He honors the softness of your return. When you feel unseen, remember who formed you. When you feel unheard, recall who interprets even your groanings. When you feel unloved, return to the arms that never let go. There is no part of you that the shepherd rejects. You are fully known and still fully chosen. God's provision is not only financial, it's emotional, mental, spiritual. He gives wisdom where confusion used to reign. He gives rest where anxiety once held power. He gives beauty where ashes were scattered. This is the shepherd's way. Let your words today be seasoned with peace. Let your tone reflect the gentleness of the shepherd. Let your presence carry the residue of His kindness. You are His ambassador, even in simple interactions, even in small conversations. Heaven can move. If something breaks your heart today, let it break open your prayer life too. Don't hide your ache from the one who created you. Don't mask your tears. They are language in His presence. Your pain is never wasted. It waters the ground for compassion to grow. When the world tries to harden you, choose softness. When pride tempts you to act strong, lean into humility. When weariness weighs you down, breathe in the shepherd's strength. You don't need to prove your worth. You already have it. God's image is your identity. Let joy rise today, not because of circumstances, but because of Christ. Joy that isn't based on outcomes is joy that lasts. Joy that flows from presence is joy that sustains. And joy that comes from the shepherd is joy that transforms. Receive it freely. The cup He fills in you overflows into others. When you spend time with Him, you're never empty. You become a well of peace, a river of grace, a light in dark places, not because of who you are, but because of who lives in you. Let that overflow today. You don't have to do everything, just what God assigns you today. You don't have to carry everyone, just walk in compassion. You don't have to know the future, just stay close to the shepherd. Simplicity brings clarity, and clarity brings peace. Let your daily life be a sermon. Let your habits preach His faithfulness. Let your presence announce His goodness. You may never know how your quiet obedience blesses someone else, but heaven knows and celebrates it. When you close your eyes tonight, may it be with peace that you walked in your shepherd's path. May your heart rest knowing you listened, trusted, and followed. May your spirit exhale deeply, wrapped in His presence. And may your tomorrow begin again with surrender. This is the rhythm of the redeemed. This morning is another reminder that mercy met you before the sun did. You didn't earn this grace, it was freely given. You didn't qualify for this peace, it's part of the shepherd's promise. No matter how yesterday looked, today begins with a clean slate. With God, each sunrise holds new hope. Before you speak to the world, speak to the one who holds your world together. Let His voice become the compass that sets your pace. Let His word be the filter through which you see your day. The shepherd never starts late. He is already ahead of you, and He knows exactly what this day required. There is comfort in knowing you don't have to figure it all out. The shepherd walks with you not because you're strong, but because you're His. Not because you never fail, but because you never leave His sight. He is the constant when life feels unstable. He is the rock when everything else shifts. In moments of uncertainty, pause and remember his past faithfulness. Hasn't he carried you before? Hasn't he opened doors no one else could? Hasn't he been your peace in storms you thought would break you? Let history with God strengthen your present trust. Provision doesn't always come in packages you expect. Sometimes it's peace when you expected power. Sometimes it's wisdom instead of quick relief. But every time, it's exactly what your soul truly needed. The shepherd gives what sustains, not just what satisfies. Your day will be filled with choices. Let the first be surrender. Choose to walk slowly enough to notice grace. Choose to speak gently, even to yourself. Choose to listen for the whisper of the shepherd in between your tasks. These are sacred choices. When you feel small, remember the shepherd is great. When you feel forgotten, remember he writes your name on his hand. When you feel behind, remember he orders your steps perfectly. You are not racing anyone, you are following a savior, and he is never in a hurry with your soul. Let your confidence today come not from your preparation, but from his presence. Not from control, but from closeness. Not from certainty, but from covenant. He will not fail to lead you, and you will not miss what he has for you when you walk with him. Even the simplest moment, brushing your teeth, folding laundry, sitting in traffic, can become sacred when done with awareness of him. Invite the shepherd into everything, into your plans, your pauses, your frustrations, your silence. His presence is not reserved for church pews. It fills every room where he is welcome. When doubt comes, do not argue, retreat into truth. When fear rises, do not fight, rest in faith. When exhaustion weighs you down, do not panic, return to the shepherd. He restores your soul, not through striving, but through surrender. He is your reset. Let your relationships today be covered in prayer. Let your conversations be seasoned with grace. Let your corrections be gentle and your boundaries clear. You are not just representing yourself, you carry the presence of the shepherd. And where he goes, peace follows. Don't underestimate the power of small obedience. It is in the hidden yes that giants fall. It is in the whispered prayer that chains break. It is in the quiet faith that mountains move. Heaven sees it all. Your shepherd is not reacting to your day. He's already written it. He's not guessing what you'll need. He's already provided. He's not hoping you'll trust. He's inviting you to. Every moment is a chance to lean back into his arms and find rest there. Let your heart today be soft enough to feel, but strong enough to stand. Let it be rooted in truth, but open to wonder. Let it beat with hope, not heaviness. Let it remember whose it is. You are not wandering, you are walking with purpose. Whatever interruptions come, let your first reaction be presence, not panic. You may not be able to change the situation, but you can choose your posture, and your posture of peace is a weapon against chaos. The shepherd equips you with calm, carry it well. Return to Psalm 23 when your heart forgets the way. Read it slowly, like a map to peace. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. That one sentence holds enough power for your entire day. Let it echo in your spirit. Let it be your breath prayer. And when the night returns, may you find yourself resting in the same peace you began with. May the shepherd walk you back home. Through every shadow, may he tuck your soul into his grace. And may you sleep, knowing, today, you walked with God, and he never let go. This morning, come back to the truth that never changes. You are not alone. The shepherd doesn't just visit, he dwells. He walks before you, beside you, and within you. He watches even the parts of your life you think no one sees. His attention is constant, not conditional. Let that truth anchor you today. Before you solve, pause. Before you speak, breathe. Before you run, ask. The shepherd has something to say if you're willing to listen. Not every battle requires your energy. Some battles belong solely to the Lord. When you sense chaos rising, ask him first, is this mine to fight? Sometimes obedience looks like action, and sometimes it looks like rest. Either way, the shepherd knows which it is. God's guidance isn't vague, it's intimate. He leads not just by signs but by inner nudges, by timely verses, by divine delays. Learn to interpret the pauses. Trust the closed doors as much as the open ones. He is speaking through all of it. When your plans shift, remember this: your purpose hasn't. Plans can be rerouted, but purpose is eternal. God wastes nothing, not even your detours. Every step holds meaning under His hand. Every delay may be protection. Let today be led by trust, not tension. Trust loosens clenched fists and softens anxious shoulders. Trust lets you breathe, even when answers haven't arrived. Trust anchors you in the middle, not just at the end. And trust is always met by grace. God's protection is not always visible, but it's always active. How many times has He kept you from dangers you never saw? How many moments were shifted because heaven stepped in? You are more covered than you know. The shepherd watches tireless. When you feel worn, don't reach for distraction, reach for presence. Let Him meet you in the very moment you want to escape. Let Him fill the ache instead of numbing it. That's where healing begins, not in avoidance, but in intimacy. The shepherd heals from the inside out. If you feel empty, remember the shepherd is a well that never runs dry. If you feel directionless, He is the way. If you feel forgotten, He calls you by name. You are not overlooked, you are deeply known. The shepherd's love personalizes every promise. Don't measure today by productivity. Measure it by presence. Were you aware of God's nearness? Did you pause to give thanks in the ordinary? Did you turn your worries into worship? If so, heaven calls it a good day. You don't need to perform for God's favor, you already have it. You don't need to impress Him. He is moved by your honesty. Show up raw if that's all you can offer. Show up tired if that's what you have. The shepherd honors every honest arrival. Make space in your day for stillness. Even if it's just a breath between tasks. Even if it's one verse read with intention. Even if it's 5 minutes of silence. Those moments are sacred, they recenter the soul. The shepherd knows what you need before you ask, but He still loves to hear your voice. Prayer is not about formality, it's about connection. Talk to Him in your language. Tell Him your fears, your desires, your thoughts. He listens like no one else can. Every morning you wake is proof that God still has plans for you. Every sunrise is permission to start again. Don't let regret define you, let grace rewrite you. The shepherd delights in giving new beginnings. And today is one of them. Let your life be a quiet echo of Psalm 23, not just in words but in posture. Walk as someone who lacks nothing. Rest as someone who is guarded by perfect peace. Love as someone who dines at a prepared table, even in the presence of enemies. This is the legacy of the shepherd's care. If anxiety tries to rise today, speak Psalm 23 aloud. Declare it until your heart hears it. Repeat it until your breath slows down. Sing it if you must. Let its truth be your atmosphere. Let its rhythm be your reply to fear. And when this day ends, may you look back and say, I didn't just survive, I walked with God. You didn't rush through it, you were present in it. You didn't control it, you trusted. You didn't carry it alone. The shepherd bore it with you, and He will do it again tomorrow. This morning awaken with the awareness that God has already gone before you. His mercy paved this path before your feet touched the floor. His kindness arranged quiet provisions that haven't yet revealed themselves. The shepherd doesn't wait for you to be perfect. He simply waits for you to come, and He welcomes you every time with arms wide open. The Lord is your shepherd, not just when life is peaceful, but especially when it's unpredictable. In every twist of the journey, His hand remains steady. Even when shadows fall, He walks so close that no darkness can truly overtake you. He doesn't pull you out of the valley too soon. He walks you through it with purpose. That's love with depth. If you woke up with heaviness, don't judge yourself. Bring it into the light. The shepherd doesn't rebuke your weariness. He restores it. He doesn't shame your questions. He gently answers through the unfolding day. Sometimes He speaks loudest through silence, and sometimes He speaks best through rest. There's peace today not because everything is certain, but because God is. There's courage, not because the path is clear, but because the shepherd is near. His rod and His staff don't intimidate, they comfort. They protect when you're vulnerable and guide when you're lost. Let their presence calm your spirit. Every step today matters, even the unseen ones. Washing dishes with love is as holy as preaching from a pulpit. Making lunch for your children can be worship. Being kind when no one watches is kingdom work. The shepherd notices everything. Let the shepherd anoint your thoughts today. Let him set apart your inner world with fresh oil. When doubt creeps in, let his promises cover your mind. When negativity knocks, answer with praise. You are crowned with purpose, not just passing time. Even your enemies, seen and unseen, must witness your provision. God prepares a table, not in private, but in their presence. You don't have to defend your worth. Your fruit speaks. You don't have to seek revenge. Your peace is your power. Sit at the table and eat. When others move in haste, choose holy slowness. Walk with the shepherd's pace. Breathe with his rhythm. Refuse to be rushed out of peace. He never drives his sheep. He leads them gently. Your cup is not half empty. It's not barely enough. With God it overflows. Always more than enough. Not because life is easy, but because grace is endless. That overflow is meant to bless others too. Let your hands be extensions of heaven today. Whether they comfort, build, right or hold, let them be guided by love. Let your words build bridges, not barriers. Let your silence be full of presence. The shepherd is near in every gesture of grace. His goodness is not temporary. It follows you all the days of your life. Not just on Sundays, not just when prayers are answered, even on tear-soaked pillows and weary drives home. He is still good. Let that truth hold you. Dwell in his house today, not just physically, but spiritually. Let your thoughts take shelter in his presence. Let your emotions be soothed by his truth. Let your heart stay home in him. There is no safer place. Do not underestimate the power of a whispered prayer. It doesn't have to be eloquent, just honest. God help me. Jesus, stay near. Holy Spirit, guide me. These are prayers that move heaven. May your heart today be an altar. May your breath be worship. May your awareness of God be more real than your fear. And may your confidence come not from what you see, but from who walks with you. That's the faith of Psalm 2. Let today begin and end with surrender. Not the surrender of defeat, but the surrender of trust. You don't have to carry what God has already claimed. Lay it down again, even if you laid it down yesterday. He never tires of receiving what burdens you. As the evening draws near, trace the grace you walked in. Did he not meet you in the silence? Did he not cover you in the chaos? Did he not whisper when the noise rose too loud? He was there, and he still is. And now as you rest, say it one more time with your whole heart. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Let this truth wrap around you like a blanket. Let it echo into your dreams. Let it guard your sleep and greet your dawn.